A lot of Rays fans are interested in what could happen with a new stadium. We know the attendance at Tropicana Field, especially with regards to how well the Rays have played, has not matched up. Your thoughts on the Rays in a new stadium?
Well, I think the single most heartening fact, if you're a Rays fan, is how committed Stu Sternberg is to making it work in Tampa. He's been very public about it, and equally strong with me privately. He wants to make it work in Tampa. He thinks it can work in Tampa. Obviously, we're going to need some help from the community. We're going to need help in terms of fans support, sponsorship, and from the local government in terms of getting a major league quality facility built in this market.
Rays fans are excited to hear that. Whether it's on the St. Pete side or the Tampa side, something needs to change, it appears. There's just no correlation between the team's winning percentage and the attendance.
Right. I mean, sometimes when you get into a stadium situation where, you're talking about a new facility, you have the excuse that the team hasn't performed well on the field. We just don't have that excuse here in Tampa. I mean, Matt Silverman, Stu, the entire group at the Rays, Andrew before he left, did a fantastic job at not only making the team competitive, but keeping it competitive. And you just don't have that to fall back on here.
It's been a remarkable run. 4 playoff appearances in 7 years, 5 90-win seasons. You mentioned Andrew. He just made some news by signing a couple of players, Hector Olivera and Pablo Milan Fernandez. And in the past with the Rays, those are guys he probably never would have had a shot at. Your thoughts about now that the relations between U.S. and Cuba are opening up, about the possibility of an international draft at some point?
Well, I've always believed that it was important to have a single method of entry into the game. And by that, I mean a draft type system. I'm not talking about the details of one draft versus 2 or any of that, but just that players get drafted. And I think it's important just in terms of maintaining the competitive balance in the game. Teams like Tampa have to have definite access to talent. And when they're not playing well on a preferential basis in order to be competitive. And I think expanding the international draft will help keep the great competitive balance that we've seen in the game in recent years.
Before